All right, good morning, boys and girls. Happy Tuesday. So this is I'm going to give you some directions on our New Year's resolutions writing assignment. So remember, you'll go into classwork, and then you will actually go back to Monday, January 4th, once it loads, if it ever does. And you will click Writer's Workshop and New Year's resolution, and it will take you to your writing. So again, we kind of started this today, but I just want to go over some of the directions, what I'm looking for, and just to be a little more clear. So again, remember you want to start off having, what is your New Year's resolution? What's your goal that you want to accomplish this year? It could be reading more. It could be being more focused in school, learning a new sport, a new activity, whatever it might be. So again, mine is spending more time with friends and family, not always focusing on work. And so now again, how am I going to accomplish this goal? So remember, I want to see reasons in here. They can be an outline, but I want to see some examples of how can we accomplish these goals. I have set aside time for just myself, make more of an effort to see my friends, manage my schedule, and maybe get my work done earlier or get ahead of things. So remember, these examples, not all of them, but will lead into your 3 strong points supporting your essay. So our next slide has let me do full screen. Opens looks like this. And this is where your outline and your draft is going to be. So you'll have your opening sentence here, talking about what your New Year's resolution is, why it's important, and the examples that go with it. Then in this orange, blue, and brown, this is where you give a transition word. So you're going to state your first example or your first strong point with a transition word, opening it up, giving your example, and then adding details to it. So you want to support that example with details. You don't want to just list it. You want to support details, show examples, and give ways on how to. Again, you'll do that with your second example and your third. Have a transition word, state your second way you're going to accomplish this New Year's resolution, and then give details on different ways and activities you might do it. Again, same thing with the third. And then in the closing, of course, that's where you wrap up your final thoughts, you bring it back all together, and kind of say your final words. All right. So this is my kind of outline. And this is kind of what yours might look like. Remember, you can look at my opening sentence for an example for support and other ways if you are kind of stuck. So I'll read you my opening sentence. Do you have a New Year's resolution? So do I. My goal for 2020 is to find a balance between my work and personal life more. The goal is important to me because it helps reduce stress and allow me to spend more time with loved ones. I will accomplish this goal by doing several things. Boom. I ask a question in my introduction. I talk about my thing that I want to accomplish and why it's important to me. Boom. First transition or first thought, I give a transition word. First, I'd like to exercise 4 times a week. Then I'd give details explaining why it's important and what would benefit me from exercising 4 times a week. My next transition is the word next, and get outside for at least 15 minutes a day. Again, this is my second example. How does this benefit me? How does it reduce stress? I would add details supporting this. And finally, my last transition, I'll put my phone away by 9 p.m. and sleep with it in a different room. How is that going to help me? How is that going to reduce stress? I would add details supporting that and explaining how it'll help me reduce stress. And in closing, I have my conclusion sentence or closing sentence. And I say, in conclusion, my goal for 2021 is to find a balance between my work and personal life. I cannot wait to achieve it. Basically, it's you're restating what your topic is and what your goal is, and kind of just how you're excited to achieve it. Your closing's pretty short. So as you work, giving your first examples, your first, second, and third example. These are some transition words. You do not have to use first, next, and finally. These are just some other examples you could use. In your first example, you could use to start, to begin with, at first. In your second example, you could say also, another example, in addition, secondly, or additionally. And in your last example, you can use lastly, to end with, finally, last but not least. Remember, you do not have to do this, use these transition words, but these are just there to help you if you get stuck or need a little assistance. All right. So this is where you're going to begin writing. And up here, you're going to give yourself a title. And then down here, right here, you'll just double click on it. I'll show you. And you'll begin writing. Awesome. So remember, it's very important to have a title so your readers know what your story's about. Remember, you have to go in giving them the idea that they've never ever read your story and have no clue what you're talking about. Again, here is more space if you need to write more, if that one page is not enough. All right, and this is my example, all coming together. So if you look, I got my title up at the top. It says my new goal for the new year. And here is my story. Do you have a New Year's resolution? So do I. My goal for 2021 is to find balance between my work and personal life more. The goal is important to me because it will help reduce stress and allow me to spend more time with my loved ones. I will accomplish this goal by doing several things. So that is my opening sentence or my opening paragraph. First, there's my transition word. I will accomplish my New Year's resolution by dedicating time to exercise each week. I will schedule exercise time and workout classes at least 4 times a week. Exercise is something I enjoy, so it will help me relieve stress and feel good about myself. Then I go into my next paragraph. Next, I will go outside for at least 15 minutes each day. During this time, I can walk my dog. Getting fresh air and spending time with Clancy will bring me happiness. It will also allow me to step away from my computer and technology. Finally, my third and last transition, I will put away my phone by 9 p.m. each night. This will prevent me from reading and responding to emails late at night. Additionally, I will sleep with my phone in a different room so I do not spend as much time scrolling through it. This will allow me to do other things I enjoy, such as watching my favorite shows or reading a book. In conclusion, my goal for 2021 is to find a balance between my work and my personal life. I cannot wait to achieve it. Awesome. There you can see, I introduce it, have my first, second, and third transition, and then my short conclusion sentence, wrapping up my final thoughts. And just as a reminder, as you're writing this, please do not rush it. You have plenty of time. The due date is not till Thursday night at 11:59. So you have 3 full class periods to do this. So I would love to see you guys put a lot of thought, a lot of detail, and a lot of time into this. And remember, before you think, I'm done, you want to go back and make sure you have revised and you've edited your story. So revising is where we change our drafts to make our writing more clear and interesting. So that's where we might add more details, we might take out things, we might fix certain things that we want to, that kind of sound confusing. And editing is where we fix errors in things such as spelling, capitalization, punctuation, and grammar. So that's more of adding commas, exclamation points, capitalization, and anything that's more grammar is editing, and revising is more fixing your story to make it flow and sound good. All right. And once you are finished, you can choose an art activity to go with your New Year goal. You can just draw that in over on and then send a picture in the Google Classroom. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will do my best to help, even while I'm not here this week. But I know you all will crush it, and I'm looking forward to reading more about your New Year's resolutions.